For this section, let's review with the 4 i's. I is the square root of negative 1. I squared equals negative 1. I to the third is negative I, and I to the fourth is positive 1. Now, we're going to use these properties to simplify given imaginary expressions. So, what I mean by imaginary expression is like, for example, if we have I to the 7th power, if we were to expand, it would be I times I times I times I times I times I and times I 7 times. So I to the 7th power, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, how would you simplify this? We're going to use the properties of these 4 i's. Now, when given these, always start off with I to the 4th. So, I to the 4th, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm left with 1, 2, 3. So, I to the 3rd. So, here's I to the 4th, and here's I to the 3rd. So, I to the 7th power is equal to I to the 4th times I to the 3rd. Now, with rules of exponents, if it's the same base, for example, x a times x b is equal to just x a plus b for the exponents. So same thing here applies, but going backwards. Now, to simplify this, I to the 7th is equal to I to the 4th is a positive 1, I to the 3rd is negative I, and then 1 times negative I is just simply negative I. So, I to the 7th power is equal to negative I. So that's one way to simplify when given I to the 7th. But what happens if we have, instead of I to the 7th, we have a higher power? Say we have I to the 20th power. Now, you can expand it 20 times, but that's going to take a lot of writing and a lot of time. So, again, when we're simplifying, we always start off with I to the 4th. Is the 4th, or should I say, is 20th divisible by 4? Why, yes it is. So, 20 divided by 4 is 5. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use I to the 4th to the power of 5. So, to review with law of exponents, when it's x to the a power raised to the b power, it is same as x a times b for the exponents. Again, this is for the law of exponents. Here you can apply it. And then, to review, I to the 20th is the same as I to the 4th to the 5th power. So all I have to do is simplify I to the 4th, which is positive 1, raised to the 5th power. So that's just 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1. So 1 times 1 is 1, times 1 again is positive 1, times 1 is another positive 1, times 1 again is a positive 1, so it's just 1. So I to the 20th power is positive 1. So, that's another way of simplifying. And again, always start with I to the 4th if you can. In this case, it was divisible by 4, so that's why I have 5 out here and kept I to the 4th. So I to the 20th equals positive 1. Now let's see if we can go higher. So let's say we have I to the 37th power. Well, let's check. 37 is not divisible by 4, but could we split this into two numbers where 1 is divisible by 4? Why, yes, we can. If we split it as I 36 plus 1, this 36 can be divisible by 4. And since we're adding exponents, you can rewrite it as I 36 times just I to the 1 power, which is just simply just I. Now, we can simplify I 36 since it's divisible by 4. So it's going to be I to the 4th power raised by the 9th power, because 4 times 9 is 36. And I bring down just the I don't have to write the 1. And then I to the 4th is simplified into positive 1 raised by the 9th power times I. And then 1 to the 9th power is just positive 1 times I, which is just simply I. So, I to the 37th power will simplify to the very end, just I. So, this example and the last example, we simplify using I to the 4th. Now, this example, we couldn't start from in the beginning, so we split it into two exponents with addition. And law of exponents, since the addition, I can split it into two i's, two bases, multiplying with the exponent of 36 and 1, and then follow through converting to law of exponents, raise an exponent raised by another exponent, which is I to the 4th raised by 9, so 4 times 9 is 36. And then I to the 4th is simplified to 1. I kept the 9, and then I to the 1 power just stays as I. 1 to the 9th power is just 1. Bring down the I. 1 times I is I. So, I 37 was simplified to I. So, when you're simplifying imaginary expression, you just solve by using these 4 i's here. And when you have any imaginary expression, see if you can start with I to the 4th. If not, then start with I to the 3rd. If not, then start with I squared. So again, start off with I to the 4th. If you cannot, start with I to the 3rd. If you cannot, then move on to I squared.